Just as promised, friends, I have part 2 of the remastered episode 1. But first of all, I'd like to thank you and welcome you back to my channel, Darker Comics, featuring the original story, The Devil and the Angel. And as usual, before we begin, I'd like to warn you this content is intended for a mature audience. It may contain scenes of graphic violence, inappropriate language, sexual suggestions, and reference. Viewer discretion is advised. Are you ready for it? Let's begin. While driving, Angela heard on the police radio 81033, an injured woman in an alley. Angela responded to the call. When they arrived, paramedics was already there and were working on an Asian woman badly beaten to an inch of her life. Angela scanned the vicinity. She was hoping to find someone familiar. No luck. A slightly balding detective John was on the case. You guys know a suspect? He asked. No, we were just in the area. Thought you guys need help. You know anything about the victim? Angela asked. She's a street worker from what I heard of so far, replied Detective John. Alina had a vision and immediately knew who this woman's daddy is. Dusty had moved on from brides and now to pimping. Alina whispered to Angela, don't react. She is one of Dusty's workers. Angela's ears turned red. Maurice asked, you girl? You look flush. It's just a woman thing, replied Angela. With that look on Angela's face, Alina knew what was going to happen and she smiled with anticipation. Dusty was going back to his third floor apartment after a hard workout at the boxing gym. Apparently, this ex light heavyweight boxer had not released enough energy beating on a woman, so he decided to spar with smaller guys, beat them up, then beat on the bags. Earlier, Alina was on Angela all day, telling her, you can't let this continue. Let me loose. Angela has been debating on this. She knows Alina. She tries so hard to control her. She knows what she's capable of. Angela just wants a lesson to be taught. With hesitation, Angela, okay, I will set you free on this. Please control yourself. Alina was so excited. Thank you, sis. That night, Alina donned a black hoodie and a black sweatpants. She eluded all CCTV cameras and climbed to the third floor apartment. It was a jock's apartment. A few glasses on the sink, some knives. The ref was almost empty except for a couple of Corona and leftover pizzas. Alina scanned the room. She found a space on the corner by the balcony. The table sort of blocked the view from the door. She drew the hood over her head and Asian squatted on the floor. She made sure her wavy, feathery long hair was safely tucked in her hood. A rattling noise was heard by the door. Dusty's here. Alina was excited, no fear, like a cat about to strike a mouse. Dusty got in, locked his door, and dropped his gear on the sofa. Alina stood in the corner, still not noticed by Dusty. It was an intimidating sight. All you can see from the hoodie is a smile that reminded you of that cat in Alice, but only scarier. Alina sarcastically said, not enough woman to beat up? Big as he is, Dusty got shocked by that surprise. Dang, bitch, you almost scared the shit out of me. Who the fuck are you? Alina jumped out of the corner like a cat. Her reflexes right now are sharp. Ooh, I'm just someone who is really gonna beat the shit out of you, Alina giggled. Come here and let me see your face. You need a daddy, bitch? Dusty asked. Alina stepped closer and gave Dusty an open handed Stockton slap. Dusty's head jerked back and his cheeks was red. He felt a little drip came out of his nose. Boy, was he mad. He tried an eager left hook, but Alina caught his fist with her hand. Dusty was really surprised at Alina's strength. This tiny little bitch, half my size, can be stronger than me. With a quick twist of the wrist, Alina sent Dusty flying. Dusty found his ass on the floor. He got up quick and proceeded to a southpaw stance. No more games, bitch. I'm gonna kill you, he threatened. How sweet, Alina replied, but Dusty, I'm not your bitch. Alina slapped him again, this time on the right side. Both sides of his face was now red and bleeding from both nostrils. Dusty threw a 1-2 combination. Alina easily ducked both punches. Alina then threw a leg kick that would have made UFC proud. Dusty's right leg twisted, and as he bent over to his right side, Alina followed it up with a roundhouse elbow to his left eye, instantly breaking the orbital bone and swelling his left eye. The kick to the leg had already broke his knee. Dusty, bearing his weight on only one leg, did a desperation move and tried to jump Alina. And man, Alina was freakishly quick and strong. She easily caught Dusty and body slammed him on the table. The loud noises had already attracted the attention of the neighbors. They opened their doors and took a peek on the hallway. They recognized that the noise was coming from Dusty's apartment. People didn't like that guy. He was a menace as far as they were concerned. The fall most likely broke Dusty's back. Alina asked, "How does it feel, Dusty?" Dusty was crying and saying, "I'm gonna kill you, bitch." Alina mounted him on the chest and started ground and pounding him. Fist and elbow rained on Dusty's face. Each hit was accompanied by blood splatter. His face was pulped. Alina was about to strike one more time when Angela said, "Please stop." Alina stopped. As she stopped, Dusty was still saying, "Bitch." Alina replied, "Dusty, I'm the last bitch you'll ever see." By this time, the neighbors were pulling by the door. Some tried to call 911. Detective John was just coming out of the elevator and saw the commotion by the door. Alina saw the shadow movement under the door and decided to leave. She opened the sliding door to the balcony and looked over the edge. It was 3 stories high. Alina jumped and, with the grace of a gymnast, landed on her feet and walked briskly toward the dark street. Detective John and his partner moved the people aside and knocked on the door. "Dusty Jones, this is the police. We have a warrant for your arrest," announced Detective John. All the response they heard was moaning and groaning. He and his partner decided to break down the door and saw that the house was a mess, and the door to the balcony was wide open. And on the floor was the bloody Dusty, still moaning and saying, "Bitch." The partner went to check on Dusty. He immediately called a 1052 to this address. Detective John ran to the balcony and saw it was 3 stories high. He did see a hooded figure walking far away from the building. He told his partner, "There's nobody out there." EMT took care of Dusty. Detective John asked who did this to him, and Dusty said, "A bitch." Detective John added, "You are also under arrest for murder," and gave him his Miranda. Alina was able to get home. She easily avoided all the CCTV cameras that she passed by. She went straight to the bathroom and took off all her bloodied clothes. She looked at her voluptuous and muscular body. No injury, not even a scratch. She took her time in the shower, making sure that she rinsed away every bit of blood and bone of Dusty. After drying herself with a towel, she faced the bathroom mirror again. "Thank you, sister," she whispered. She stared at herself in the mirror. Her thick, layered, feathery hair started to straighten and turn black. Her round and bluish eyes are turning to almond and brown. Her cheekbones becomes less prominent and her cheeks becomes fuller. Her lips change to a small and hard shape. Though curvaceous, her muscles becomes less toned. Alina has transformed back to Angela, and she whispered to Angela, "Welcome back, sister." Angela and Alina are twins trapped in one body. Angela is able to transfigure into Alina at will. They live in each other's minds and they could visualize each other. Angela was upset at Alina. Angela asked Alina, "Did you have to hurt him that much?" "I actually want him dead, sister, but I listened to you. I did not kill him for you." Alina gave her twin a hug. Meanwhile, on a country an ocean and half a world away, a beautiful middle aged woman stares at the stars from her balcony. Her thoughts were interrupted by the presence of her son, who has looked more older than her. A son, Gabriel, who dares not to call her mother but Miss Cecilia. "It has been 25 years, Gabriel, and yet we have no word of where this vessel is. I know she has my daughter. I know she lives. Her power is growing. I can feel her getting stronger as I get weaker. I see a place where as much light as there is in the stars. How are people meet you in America? Tell them to prepare for my arrival. Alina was driving to work. She sees Alina through the rearview mirror, sitting in the back seat wearing jeans and a tank top. Alina tells Angela, "You know, sis, I feel something different today." Angela, with a shrug, "What is it?" "I don't know. I feel different or something," replied Alina as she saw Jack in the Box. "Oh, sis, can we stop over?" Alina begged. "Excuse me, you don't gain any weight, but I do," snapped Angela. What challenges are coming for Angela and Alina? Will they stop at Jack in the Box? If you're interested in what happens next, click the like and subscribe button. Alina and Angela will come see you soon. Thank you for watching the remastered episode 1 part 2. Peace.